Hello there, I'm Sir Fancy and welcome in this tutorial where you can learn how to create labyrinth or maze game where you control your ball with your phone, such as you can see on the screen. Well, let's not waste your time and get to it. Let's get to it. I will start a new project and it doesn't really matter what version of Unreal Engine we are using, this should work with any. And let's create new game and it should be this one, rolling. It's just rolling for some reason, not rolling ball or anything. Let's call it maze ball or something like that. Maze ball sounds fine. And just to quickly change it, the blueprints leave as it is, set to scalable 3D and 2D because I'm making it on mobile. So desktop console, switch to mobile tablet. We don't want starter content, so no starter content. And ray tracing obviously disabled. And create the project. Alright, now if I just click on play, I have here a ball. If I click with the mouse, my ball will stop rolling and will jump, etc, etc. But as I said, we're making it for mobile, so first of all let's click on this little arrow and switch it to mobile preview. It will probably require you to compile all the shaders, so let's do that now and then keep going. As you can see, it's compiling more than 3000 shaders, so we will let it work in the background. I just wanted to show you and switch it to this preview because mobiles basically. Let's quit it, and honestly fastest way is to just Alt Shift and Alt Tab and close it right like this. So first thing I want to change is this camera because I of course don't want to move this ball, this camera together with ball. So for that I will create new blueprint, and I actually won't have too many blueprints, right? So I will do everything here in content folder right here, but you should probably structure it more if you are going to continue working with this game. So right click, blueprint, actor, and let's call it main camera underscore BP. Let's open it and add here camera. So add component camera. Let's call it camera underscore main. Alright, that's fine. And let's put it somewhere in the game. And now it will show you the view of that camera. So let's move it out, move it up actually, and make sure if you rotate it that with this camera you can see everything, and you can either have it as 90 degrees like that, but I personally think that looks kind of weird. So let's put here a bit of an angle on a what is it, y-axis, and move it something like this. And I would actually probably change viewport. So if you click on this details panel into camera, you should be able to change field of view right here. Yeah. Or of course if you want you can switch it to orthographic and have it as 2D game, but that would kind of look weird, so let's leave it as perspective and increase field of view something like 100, and now move it and find that angle that you are looking for. Let's click on blueprints, and here we have game mode, edit rolling game mode, and edit it. Open full blueprint editor, and this works basically in the same way as any other blueprint. So let's just right click, put here event begin play. So we need to get player controller. So let's get player controller. From that we will need set camera view target with blend right here. And put it after event begin. Oh, actually not yet. Firstly we need to get reference from our camera or for our camera. So let's put here get actor of class. Right here, and we will need our camera. So we have here main camera BP, and from our return value connect it to new view target, then connect execution pane, and now see if it works. And look at that, seems like it works quite fine. Ball is rolling, and as you can see I was quite right, it's really small. So I'll make it bigger. And the other thing you can do, of course, if you wish to do so, is let's quickly go back into blueprint edit mode. Come on, right here. You can set up blend time so that camera will start here with the player and then slowly move out. It may look kind of cool, so let's set it to about 1 second. And I won't really use mobile view for that. Let's use just viewport and you can see what it does. So next thing, of course, now in main camera BP, I will want to go to rolling BP and blueprints. And right here we have physics ball. And because I said we want all blueprints in content, let's just move it right here. Alright, open it and let's make it just bigger. So take that and Let's ignore everything else and set here scale. Let's do 4 by 4 by 4. I haven't had locked my lock, so let's lock it and move it up, of course. And now if you click on play, and it's looking much better. It doesn't want to move that much. That's because it's actually really simulating that physics, and as you can see it's moving quite slowly even though I'm holding the keyboard. And that's because we need to change how much force basically we put there. And let's actually do that now. If you just click on that blueprint and scroll up, you have here jump impulse and roll torque Q. And roll torque Q is exactly what we need to work for. Or of course there is also an option to take that ball and decrease its mass. So if I take this and change it to about 100, that should also help us, but I wouldn't do it. It's just a demonstration. As you can see, that's exactly what it does. It makes it much lower, so it also jumps much more, etc, etc. That's kind of better, but we can see that it's reacting much more. It's actually not such a bad idea. Maybe I will do something like that. So let's go back into physics ball, ball. And let's do about 400. No, you know what, let's leave it at 500. And back in our ball, let's take that, oh no, not a floor, a ball. Let's take that roll torque right here and add here a few zeros. Let's add 2 more zeros. Now if we click on play, and you can see it's rotating like crazy. Maybe a bit too much if you ask me. 2 zeros were probably way too much. So let's decrease it and let's set it to, what is it now? 5 trillions? I have no idea, let's just guess the number. Decrease it on 1 zero. And it's not bad, jumping a bit too much. And let's fix the jumping. So if you click on our ball, you have here linear dumping, which should be partly responsible for that. So let's decrease it to original value by clicking on this arrow, and we'll be on 0.01. Let's see if that helped us. It did, helped us a bit. Still really not where I would like it to be, but it's a bit better. So what I want to do is to change physics material of that ball, and we have set it here, but I believe somewhere here in rolling, and here we have PM ball, which is physics material that is applied to this on regular color material. You can see it right here. So let's open it and see what we can do here. So restitution is basically bounciness, how much it will bounce, and we don't want it to bounce too much. And if you look at it, you can see that 0 should be as basically no bouncing. So let's set it to 0 and just see what it does. You will probably have to play with these variables yourself and to find just what you need. And with friction, let's actually let's set it, what is default? Default is 0.7, let's try 0.5. So let's actually increase our masking to about 750. And now I'm just playing with it and trying to find what should work. You will have to do this yourself to find what you need. Generally, you basically have to play with these different physics value to find what you are looking for. So let's do something with that map. So if you look in our materials, right here in content, rolling and materials, you can see there is one base material that has set metallic and roughness. And from that we have some material instances that are reworked. Yeah, that's cool. So let's just right click on base material and create here few more materials. So create material instance, and let's put here, let's do something for floor. So let's do blue material, and I want it to be super metallic. So let's set metallicness to 1. Oh dude, that's a lot. Take roughness and set it a bit higher, 0.3, 0.2 to 5. That should be fine. And of course, let's just change our diffuse score because we said that we wanted blue. So take that and switch it to something bluish. And now just take that bluish material and put it on the floor. Oh, that's roughy as hell. So let's open it again and probably increase roughness. Let's set it to 1. Yeah, that's way too much again. But we will go definitely somewhere in that above roughness setting. Let's do 0.45 and metallicness 0.8. Now if you play the game, it's looking fairly well. Maybe now let's set the diffuse to be a bit darker. So now what I will do is to actually create here some labyrinth. So I will create another material instance, create material instance, and this one will be red. So red material, and just open it. I want it to have same metallicness and roughness as blue material, but diffuse color will be, I said it will be red. I know it's kind of funny, I always say it and then forgot what color I actually said. So let's save it and put it into that ball. Cool. It looks more like velvet than red, but let's ignore that. I don't really like all these bridges, so let's take all of them. And if you look into world outline, you can see that these are editor cubes, so I can just take them all in the further ramps and just delete that. And there are some blocking volumes, and I don't think I need them. Let's get rid of them as well. And I can actually delete these things as well. Basically everything except this new red template and the floor. We can leave our edges as they are, so here is a folder edges, click on that and select all of them. I would just increase their height. I want them to be bigger in case our ball decides to jump off it. That would be quite unhappy. Oh, and I actually even scaled this one, but let's not worry about that. I will just delete that thing. I would probably, if it was for the final game, decrease this one, make it smaller, and put here some invisible collision volume or something like that, so so the ball cannot fall here. Let's open that lock and set Z to 10. Close that lock again. And let's create here some super simple labyrinth or maze. And then let's take our physics ball and put it in starting location. Let's do it here. And I know this is pretty weak labyrinth. You could probably find way out of there, even if you were like 1 year old. That doesn't matter, it's just for testing. And you can create a labyrinth as hard as you wish. And you can see this warning, light needs to be rebuilt. That's because lighting needs to be rebuilt for all these static objects, which you can see here in mobility. You can simply click here on this arrow build menu and build lighting on them. It will take a bit. Alright, now when that is done, let's open our mobile preview. And by the way, I have here actually my mobile connected, and in the end I will show you how to set it up all with Gyroscope, etc, etc. But right now it would kinda make it difficult our controlling in the browser, so let's just use this joystick that we have until now. And of course you should save your game. Oh, got a bit too much green tea today. Luckily no coffee, don't worry. Now we actually won't see, as you can see, any colors because shaders are still compiling, but you can see that I can take my ball and move it. Oh, come on, dude. It's jumping still way too much. I don't like that. You could probably put here invisible collision or glass, so it always will reflect from the glass in case it will jump. Or just there are some design choices you can do to fix that. So let's move that. That's all cool. And oh damn, that was way too big jump. Let's actually look at that ball. That is something that shouldn't be happening. And we have here our jump. Let's get rid of all this. I don't think there is going on an interaction where it's actually jumping, but just to be sure, let's delete that. And our physics ball, and here in ball, could it be that in color damping? Let's set it to default. What we will do is to go back into ball in our masking. So let's disable it. It will set it to something super high, like 11,000, as you can see. But if we have it like that, you also need to increase roll torque. Let's try to add 0 again. It will still probably be way too high. And now you just need to play with these values to find what you need. And I don't really want to waste your time by trying to find it here myself. But this should be better. Yeah. if you wanna be super sure that it won't fall off this game with some of these random jumpings, because you know, honestly, in Unreal Engine physics is kinda glitchy, so it can happen to fly somewhere to the moon like GME. To fix that, let's take plane. Plane would be cool. Scale it up so it covers that whole game. This is kind of like over the knee solution, but it should work. Down somewhere here, that should be fine. And what I want to do is to simply click on actor hidden in game. And you can also disable visibility right here, it's probably easier. And we make sure that, oh sorry, hopefully you could have seen it, it's right here. And what you want to do is to preset collisions, somewhere here, collisions. Can character stop it? Yes. Collision presets, let's set to block all. And now if I click on play, let's do just regular selected viewport. So now it shouldn't matter how high it will jump, it shouldn't go above that. Well, it would pretty much impossible for it to go there. Now you can see that it will just jump from it and go down, and you can't see anything in the game. So that's just over the knee quick solution. Alright, so now let's quickly create something that will load another maps. So let's right click and create here blueprint, actor. Let's call it next level. Oh, come on, next level underscore BP. And the only thing I want to have here is that component, collision, box collision. Let's scale it up. It's 32, 32. Let's do like 300 times 300. Let's go into event graph and on box, put here on component begin overlap. We want to cast to our physics balls. That's the name of the actor we are playing with. Cast to physics. Oh, come on. Physics ball PP. And if that happens, I want to load level. Right now I will create just simple open level node that will load next level. But if you want something a bit more complex, I have a tutorial for that. So we have a link in the description or somewhere here. So let's just put here open level. And we need to have that name of level, which we don't have yet created. So let's go into rolling BP, maps, and duplicate this one. Call it map 02. Rename it, Control C. Open again our blueprint, right here in content, next level BP, and paste it here. Alright, and let's put that object here. And you can see it's still way too small. So let's make it bigger. And you can probably add here some nice mesh, which I will actually maybe even do, just to make sure that I can see it. You know what, I will just make that collision visible. You can of course add here some nice anything that will finish it. So let's set the line thickness to let's do it like 450. It will be super huge and ugly. Nice. And make sure that you can't open it from here. Something like that. It should be cool. And I want to make it visible. So rendering visible left on and hidden in game disable. Alright, and now just quickly open that next level. So we change it at least a little bit. Map 02, save this one. And let's just delete this thing, move that, just to see that it is actually different. Something like that. That's weird, but you know, don't judge me, mate. You know, that's super weird. I started watching Peaky Blinders, and for some reason, every time I speak with someone, I tend to say mate. You know what I mean, mate. Alright, that's everything from my personal life. Let's try to launch that game. Let's do mobile preview. What do you think, eh, mate? Okay, and you can see that we have here that collision, so let's try to get there. It's kind of boring when you are doing it with the joystick, but it's actually surprisingly fun when you can actually use Gyroscope from your phone. Move that. I will set up that Gyroscope later, in a bit. Come on, move there. Alright, then let's go in that collision. Dude, where are you? And it loaded next level. Congratulations, guys. Let's just quickly rework it so it works with Gyroscope, and then I will open it, I will launch it on my phone, and we can all go home and play this Labyrinth game. So open it, If we look at our physics board, we can see that we have here input for move right and move forward, and they are of course reversed if you go the other side. So what I need to do is to put here event tick and make it work all the time, not only when you put there some input. So let's put here sequence on 1, connect here, oh come on, 1 connect here, 2 connect right here. Let's delete these 2. And what I want to do is to take that input from somewhere, and we need X and Y axis of my phone, basically, of this, you ignore that, of this gyroscope. Ignore that sound, that's my computer protesting from me doing anything. So let's right click, and we will need to get player controller, and from that get the motion, input motion state, I think, yeah. And then we will take rotation rate, which is how much you rotate your phone, split structure pin, and our X, connect here, because we are working with X factor, and Y right here, because we are working with Y. Alright, and I'm afraid that we will also need to increase rotor Q, because it's actually quite low, what it takes from your phone. We can actually increase it right here, so let's take this one. Oh no, let's take our output and put here another times node, so float times float. Connect it right here. And we'll turn it into variable, promote it. Let's call it turn rate. Oh, right here, variable name, turn rate, and we'll do the same thing here. On y-axis, and by default, let's try 1000. I am afraid it will be a bit too much, but we will see, comrade. We will see, or should I say, mate? You probably hate me already. Nice, I like that. Alright, so now to test it all out, I will have to launch the game, so click on launch, and on my Redmi 7A, or if you have connected other phone, it's all up to you. Oh, actually, there is one more thing. By default, this project is on mobile set to rotate screen, and I definitely don't want that. So, in project, I have here Android somewhere. Where are you, mate? Android. And right here you can see that orientation is by default set to sensor landscape, which means it's on landscape but based on our sensor. And it's kind of problematic because you are turning your phone because you are playing the game, so it would turn your screen. So set it by fixed landscape, and I hope that it's somewhere same in, yeah, it looks like it's same here in Apple. Don't ask me about that Apple thing, I don't understand it and I don't want to understand it. Alright, let's save it and launch the game. It will take a while, so get back, take some coffee, watch episode.
1 hour later.
Alright, well, it's working pretty much fine, but I don't have a way to actually record that, so I will try to record it later and put something here. But what I would do definitely is to increase turn rate. Let's do like 10,000%. You know what, let's try 100,000. And now I won't really change it, I won't really test it anymore. Of course I will for myself, but you should test it for yourself and find value that you actually need. I think that something like that would be fairly fine. And the thing is that our ball is starting to rotate way too fast, so these squares look kinda weird. So what I would do is to probably just rework that material. Where is my ball? Right here. Let's open that material right here. And you can see that it's built from lerp, blah blah blah, from 2 different colors. Let's just delete that. You know what? I don't wanna mess with that. Let's put it into 1 color. And I will actually change even that one. I like pink. Let's put it into pinkish. Apply. You are probably much better off if you find yourself a better material or create that instance. But that's up to you. I will leave that all up to you. That's everything for this tutorial. I hope that you learned something, that you have your Labyrinth maze game, and that's it. Well, have fun, enjoy my games, and I'm done in order of Sir Fancy. Shut up, mate! No ask your goddamn opinion! Yeah, I should quit that.